Caretaker Matt here. I want to talk about a movie called The Edge with Anthony Hopkins and Alec Baldwin. This movie is a very simplistic movie plot-wise. They are in Alaska. Anthony Hopkins is a billionaire. His supermodel wife, played by Elle Macpherson, and Alec Baldwin is the photographer banging Anthony Hopkins' wife on the side. So they're in Alaska celebrating Anthony Hopkins' birthday, and Elle Macpherson and Alec Baldwin are doing a photo shoot on the side. They see a picture of a Native American gentleman. They want to use him in the photo shoot. So they're told, well, that's Jack Hawk. He's on Big Bass Lake. He's hunting. So the pilot, Anthony Hopkins, Alec Baldwin, and Alec Baldwin's assistant go looking for him. They arrive at the lake. They see a note on his cabin door saying he's at somewhere else hunting. So they decide to go look for him there. They take the note, and while en route to the second location, the plane is struck by migrating birds and goes down into a lake. The pilot dies. The other three get out of the plane and make it to shore, and because they took the note, they realize no one's going to be looking for them where they're at because no one has any idea they went there. So they decide they have to walk out of the Alaska wilderness. While trying to do so, they encounter the one and only Bart the Bear. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with Bart the Bear is a fucking huge Kodiak bear. I believe about 11 feet tall when he stood on his hind legs, somewhere between 9 and 11 feet tall. Fucking huge. Now, once they encounter Bart the Bear, this movie becomes Bart the Bear's movie. Bart the Bear famously was in Great Outdoors as a bald-headed bear. He was also in Legends of the Fall, plays the bear that Brad Pitt fights throughout the whole movie. And famously, the movie ends with those two fighting. Now, a fun little note is that the guy actually fighting the bear in that final scene is Bart the Bear's trainer / owner, Doug, who actually was able to train this bear to roar without making a sound, which comes in handy when you have actors on set that have to interact with this bear. So once the bear starts chasing him, he kills Alec Baldwin's assistant, and now he is a man killer. So he starts chasing those two, and for the rest of the movie, they are trying to evade this bear. What makes this movie great is it's man versus beast, plain and simple. It is what one man can do, another can do, which is a famous line from the movie. And those that know me know I use the phrase, "you're goddamn right," a lot, and it comes from this movie. When they realize that they have to kill this bear, the only way they're making it out is they have to kill the bear. Alec Baldwin tries to courage himself up. Anthony Hopkins is saying, what one man can do, another can do. And Alec Baldwin keeps repeating the line, what one man can do, another can do. And finally, Alec Baldwin yells it, and Anthony Hopkins responds, "You're goddamn right." He puts his blood-soaked rag on his spear, and he says, "Today, I'm gonna kill the motherfucker." Now, the adrenaline starts pumping through the veins when you're watching this because you're psyching yourself up. You're out in the middle of nowhere. You have a fucking pocket knife on you and some wooden spears that you made, and you're going to try and take down a Kodiak bear. Now, if this isn't man versus beast, I don't know what is. Some have said this is not a horror movie. This is an action movie. Well, if it's not a goddamn creature feature, I don't know what is, because Alligator is about a fucking alligator. Cujo's about a goddamn dog. Jaw's about a shark, and this is about a bear. So it might be a blend of action and horror, but it's definitely a horror movie because it's a creature feature. But this movie is just a fun watch because, one, you have Anthony Hopkins and Alec Baldwin bringing their A game, but more importantly because Bart the Bear steals every single fucking scene he's in. He is just the most beautiful fucking bear to see. His facial expressions, he sticks his lip out. When he's looking at Anthony Hopkins, his ears go down on his head. This is what makes having a real animal so important, because The Revenant's a very good movie, and it also has a bear in it, but you can tell that bear is not real. It's very beautifully done. It's about as high quality as CGI gets, but you know that's not a real bear because it's just not right. Something's not right. This is a real fucking bear in this movie, and for a good majority of the film, that bear's in the shot with those actors. Now, obviously, there's a couple scenes where it's a stunt person because of what's involved in the scene, but there's also a good amount of scenes where those three are on set together, in camera together, and that is just makes a difference. It just does, because there's nowhere to hide. You can't hide anything when it's a real bear like that. Just like Cujo, real dog in that movie. There's other movies called The Wild where they started using CGI dogs. You can tell. So there's something to be said for those two guys having to sit there and stand in front of Bart the Bear with wooden sticks and pretend to not be murdered by him. So this is just a fantastic movie. It's on Max right now. And if you get a chance, watch it because Bart the Bear is fucking fantastic. This is Caretaker Matt. You're goddamn right. Over and out.